Look at this old train depot. Isn't it cool? I mean, I say old, and it is old. I can tell by the beveled look around close to the ceilings. Tall ceilings, yeah. Old, but still very much in use. Amtrak passengers sit here and wait for their trains. That's awesome. You know, I come in here and I want to get on a train and go somewhere. Super cool. Love it. I'd rather get on a train any day than a plane.
Yeah. Oh.
It's so much more interesting.
Yeah,
you know, you can see where you're going. And
yeah.
That's the first color cardboard cutout I've seen of Mr. Lincoln.
That was done by a professional portrait
really?
Artist. Yeah. Former professor at WIU, Mike Mahoney.
Yeah?
You want me to take your picture with you?
Oh, probably, yeah. Here in a minute. I want to, yeah, it's all about Monopoly here, isn't it? This is...
Lizzie?
Oh, can I? Yeah, heck yeah, I want to get a picture of Lizzie. She's famous in my book.
Absolutely.
I really admire her. And I just learned about her yesterday. I never knew that Macomb had a connection to Monopoly.
Well, you know, I haven't always lived here, but I grew up here, and we didn't know it either. She was born in Macomb. They moved to Canton. Her dad was in the newspaper and all that. They were in Springfield. They were in Chicago. And then as she got older, she moved out west or out east.
I didn't know that. And her dad knew Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, he was one of the ones that encouraged him to have his picture taken. I'll never say
right.
the daguerreotype that was taken here in Macomb.
Right, like the glass plate image. Yeah, I got that for sure. Well, I mean, I had no plans to stay. I did stay here last night. I had no plans. I was just going to drive through, you know. This was en route to where I was going, and I saw the sign Monopoly born here, and I went, what? And then I began to think, well, I know that Lincoln was here too.
Yes.
And I'm the world's biggest Lincoln fan, so just a brief run through turned into an overnight stay for me. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw the town square. It's quite beautiful.
It is.
And
even more beautiful once we get our courthouse completed.
Sure, but I know it needs some work, but you got to get that done, you know. Yes. It's important stuff. So is there anything about Macomb I should know? Or, I mean, where are you from, did you say?
I'm originally from Macomb. I've lived other places, and then I came back here.
Is that the great circle of life?
I think so.
You had to, it's so common, people want to leave their little small town and go conquer the world, then they come around and begin to think, well, that wasn't that bad after all.
Well, Jock grew up here, went to college here, lived in Chicago area for 35 years, but now, about 6 or 7 years ago, he came back here.
Yeah.
And I've worked here about 14 years, so I've been through 3 executive directors.
Oh, wow. You should be the executive director by this point.
Well, I've done it in interims, but I'm like, no, I like what I do better.
What's the most interesting thing about Macomb? Let's just start with the town square. I mean, it's awesome.
Well, of course, now it's our new sculptures, you know,
sure.
Macombopoly. But, you know, the historic courthouse. Lincoln spoke on those grounds, not at that exact courthouse, but that spot 3 times.
Yeah.
And then have you been on the Lincoln tour?
As it relates to Macomb?
Yeah.
Because I've been looking for Lincoln all my life.
Okay. Well, we have a Lincoln tour. I'll give you a brochure on it.
Okay. How often do trains come through here?
We have 4, 2 up and 2 back every day. They go from Quincy to Chicago to Quincy. We have a morning 7 o'clock one that goes up. Then we have one that arrives in Macomb around 11. Then at 6:18, one goes up, and then the night train gets back here about 9:30.
It's really a cool building.
It really is. This was the ticket office when they sold tickets here, you know.
Yeah.
Out here, it's remained pretty much the same. The pews are the same, and not pews, but benches.
I got you. They look like a pew to me. That's what I would have called them.
Oh, right.
But this train station is throwback to me. It's like walking into a a train station anywhere in America in 1926. That's what I got when I came in through the front door. Super cool, though. Hey, listen, thanks for your time. I appreciate you. And we'll look forward to my next visit to Macomb now that I know it's so awesome.
Yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Oh, no, you did great. You did great. Huh?
Okay.
I'm not looking for answers to any questions really more. I'm just looking for conversation. My show is about nothing. No, kind of like Seinfeld. No, it's like whoever talks to me, I'll talk to them. You know, if you got time for me, I got time for you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the famous photo that was taken here in 1858 when James McGee, Lizzie's dad, said, "Hey, Lincoln, when you're done at the Randolph Hotel, come on across the street here. We're going to get your picture taken."
They asked him if they gave him a mirror and said, "Do you want to fix up?" And Lincoln's quote was, "It wouldn't look a lot like me if I fixed up."
Yeah.
Could I give you one of these shirts?
Heck yeah. You kidding? If it's got Lincoln on it, I'll wear it till the end of time. I like Lincoln's quote when he was giving a political speech and someone in the audience hollered out and called him two-faced. And he was very witty and funny, and he shot right back, said, "If I had two faces, would I be wearing this one?"
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We'd love for
thank
to
you
have
so
this.
much. Oh, are you kidding? That's cool. I love that photo.
Yeah.
A soft cotton, too.
Oh, yeah, they're really nice shirts.
I want to wear it now, and I just might wear it now.
Okay.
No other human in history really, to me, looks like Lincoln. He was so peculiar and particular to himself. And you can dress anyone up with makeup and the right beard cut to look, I can tell you're trying to be Lincoln with the black suit and the bow tie and all that, but I've never seen anyone except one human, and he turned into a very good friend of mine. He was from Athens, Illinois, and he was the curator of the Lincoln Long Nine Museum, which is where Lincoln served a toast one time in August of, 1836, 37, somewhere in there. Served a toast to the good citizens of Athens, Illinois. Direct relation to the fact that the state capital was moving from Vandalia to Springfield, and he was there to congratulate all his comrades in Congress for helping get it done. But he was the curator of that hotel. He has since passed on. He died in 2018. His name was John Eden, and we became good friends. But he looked like Lincoln.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
everything about him, the ears, the face. Yeah, I'm on my way to Bernadotte, and you said I should go to lunch there? Why should I do that?
Go get a tenderloin there.
A tenderloin?
A tenderloin.
Oh, you had to say that.
Yeah.
How big around?
Not like that.
What am I going to do with that? Take it home and
Well,
feed
you
my
can
family
get-
of 36 or what?
You can get a half and you can get a fourth.
But they're good.
A lot more.
What's the name of the place?
Bernadotte Cafe.
Wow. You know what I like to do there? Only did it once, but I wrote an article once on Edgar Lee Masters. Have you ever heard of him, the
Absolutely.
Prairie
Listen.
Poet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had connections to Lewistown, isn't it?
Right.
Lewistown.
That's where my husband's from.
And he lived there, but he especially loved that particular section in Bernadotte. He wrote about it, where the Spoon River comes through there, and I go down to that same spot where he used to sit and just watch the Spoon River flow through there.
it's wonderful.
And I love it. I'm a river guy.
Yeah.
Rivers are more interesting than lakes and oceans to me because they're flowing, forever flowing, coming from somewhere and going somewhere. And I like that. I'm a river guy.
We always go there for Thanksgiving.
To Bernadotte?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
it's wonderful, yeah.
To that Bernadotte
cafe?
lunch? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, they do a full spread
Okay.
on Thanksgiving.
Good on Macomb for capitalizing on the promotional value of Lizzie McGee. I mean, she was just born here, yet the town has really scooped up that whole really cool story and has embraced it. Very smart of Macomb to do that. Macombopoly.
Right. She's lived a lot of places.
I know.
Being born one place, so.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, that's what's so interesting. Where was she born? Where was she from?
The house is still standing if you want to drive by and see it.
Oh, I did. Don't you worry. I did.
Oh, you did already?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
stood right. That's where I cut my Lizzie McGee piece. I
Okay.
stood out in front. It's an old little box, right? And it's about ready to fall over.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I went over there and said, hey, that's that little box right there. That's where Monopoly was born.
That's right.
And to me, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
So,
and we hope it doesn't fall down because.
well, someone ought to save it. Okay. I have taken a lot of your time. I'm grateful for you, and I thank you for your time today.
Well, I certainly hope I've answered. We've had a nice conversation.
Yeah, it's all about the conversation. That's all it is. Not an interview, a conversation.
All right.
All right, good job, Macomb. She's got a store in the square, and she's created this new paper, the Community News Brief, which is super cool. And I thought that was really interesting because she was telling me that Macomb had a newspaper at one time, but it got bought out by a big carrier, Gannett or something, and that was the end of that.
You might as well read the USA Today.
Exactly.
What we
But this is the story across America. Newspapers and the print media is dying. But she, through the Community News Brief, is bringing it back, which was, you don't hear that story a lot. It's always the newspaper died and it's over, go online. But no, she's back in print, and I like that. And this paper's doing very well, I understand. Maybe people are realizing that they want to come back to holding a piece of paper, holding a newspaper.
There's something to that. You
Yeah,
know?
there is.
There really is.
There is. It's cool. It smells like a newspaper even. But she did it, and it's working for her. And I think that's a super cool story.
It started out all online, and it was distributed to local businesses that, like the restaurants and stuff around town. But then it
got so popular.
Became so popular that she started doing the Tuesday and Friday in print, and I think there's still a Wednesday that she distributes around to the
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
And people love it,
That's great. See if you can get the History Mystery Man on the front cover. No. Okay. No, don't do that. I don't need it. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
I'm so glad that I was over there yesterday, and she had told me you were in town, or I might have been going, okay.
That I might invade you? That was your warning.
That's right.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.